Rule number 43, track leading indicators. Forecast effectively. You know, forecasting is one of those things that we have to do every single day. And we've gotten pretty good at it over time, especially when we are winging it. And what I mean by that is we ask our troops to give us the number comes in, we know the number's not true, and so we look at the number that each of our individual contributors gave us. And we say, Mary's never right, so I'm going to cut hers by 80%. Bill, he's had a tough quarter, I'm going to cut him by 30. Steve, he's right most of the time, we'll cut his by 20% because he's 80% there. And I've got this scientific approach that I have by individual, that I take their number, $1 million, and I massage it back upstairs at 600,000. Now I do that for a couple things. One, to protect my own reputation. I want to make sure that I don't have a reputation of not hitting my numbers, so I'm going to lowball it as best I can upstairs. I know you don't do that, but it is happening out there. The second thing, though, is that I want to make sure that I don't have to do that swag system. They spend an awful lot of time coming up with these fantasy numbers sometimes in the sales forecast. Here's some quick tips to make sure that your forecast is much cleaner. Number one, have a printed sales process. If they know that there's 7 stages and they're in stage 1 and you're on an 8-week selling cycle, it cannot close this month. It's impossible. They have to be 50% the way through, technically, right? So if they're telling you something's going to close up front, you know that that cannot happen. That's number one. Number two, come up with substeps, which means if you had a 7-step process, here are the 3 things that you need to do to progress from stage 2 to 3. Here are the 5 things we need to do before we do a proposal. Once you have that in place, your salespeople will make sure that's done before they progress. The prospect isn't pushing them through the sales funnel. Now they're being pulled, which is much better. So that'll help them. They become self-sufficient. Then the salesperson knows where they are at all points in time. Here's the other thing. Stop tracking lagging indicators. Look for behaviors. You have to make sure that you've created a cookbook for each individual. Your cookbook will determine the accuracy of your sales funnel. If you know that you have to have 2 net new conversations per day in order for them to hit their number, and they haven't had any, then there's no way that they're going to hit their funnel numbers in X amount of weeks. So if you're managing the cookbook, if you're managing behavior, it's much easier to see the purity of the sales forecast. Finally, compliment people for disqualification. Listen, if you only beat on them when they take things out of the funnel, they're going to put garbage in there to make it look like they're busy. I don't want busy. I want production. And so therefore, I give people compliments for getting stuff out of the funnel so we don't waste time, energy, and corporate resources. And when I do that publicly, everybody knows it's okay to take garbage out of the funnel. When we do that, our funnels are pure. The bottom line is you can control the accuracy and the purity of your sales funnel.
To learn more about the Sandler Rules for Sales Leaders, the best-selling book and complete full-length video course is available now at Sandler.com. Or you can click subscribe to get notified about future sales tips.